What's up, YouTube? This is JP Panther back on the video, and today's video is a Star Wars box office weekend update. And again, I will link the article in the description box down below so you guys can check it out. And I'm about to read it to you guys, and I'll give you my thoughts. And we're gonna have a really deep conversation about this. So this is gonna be like a just quick box office here and there. This is something we're gonna really go in depth with. So this comes from Variety.com. Again, there's a bunch of articles online, so you guys can really look for them if you really want to. So it says, despite mixed reviews and concerns of the franchise fatigue, the force is still strong with Star Wars. The Rise of Skywalker turbocharges the box office this weekend as the knife and stone set in the galaxy far, far away. Generated massively $176 million in domestically and $347 million globally. And it talks about how pretty much it's saying that it's not that good because Force Awakens made like $258 million domestically, and Last Jedi made like $220 million domestically. And what was it? They're saying that it underperformed a lot. Like it underperformed a lot, and it just keeps going on about Jumanji, and it says even if Rise of Skywalker falls short of its series, it still strengthens Disney's historic run as the billion-dollar franchise. Blah blah blah. Outside of Star Wars, the movie launched around the holidays, sticking around the multiplex and things like that. Then they talk about cats and blah blah blah, and the female representation over 50% of opening crowds, 55% of the ages 18 to 45. The audience will have a lot to choose from. Okay. Here's the thing, right? And also I want to talk about this, right? So here's the thing, right? I told you I saw the movie. I already did my review, so you guys can check it out if you really want to. You guys can check it out whenever. But here's the thing, right? That's not good. Like, you're gonna think, oh, that's a lot of money. No. You gotta understand, right? The problem is, Rise of Skywalker, I gave it a C minus. The problem is they market this as their Avengers Endgame. They literally market it as their Avengers Endgame. Even when you watch The Rise of Skywalker, I'm not trying to spoil whatever, they literally rip off script lines from Thanos and Iron Man and put it into Rise of Skywalker. I mean, really, like J.J. Abrams was really a copy and paste type of deal with this movie. The problem is with this movie is that it made $356 million. It's like, oh, that's a lot of money. No. Or, that's not a lot of money, because you guys can understand is that the budget is like, in Disney's lying about this, the budget is like $400 million. Because remember, it's if you watch the movie, it doesn't look like a cheap movie. It looks like it's super, super expensive. They were a bunch of reshoots. They had to go back and reshot a bunch of stuff. They just finished it like 3-4 weeks ago. J.J. Abrams said he finished it like a couple weeks ago. So they had to spend even more money on the reshoots and stuff like that. So it's really, the movie budget's really like $400 million. Might even be $500 million, because the way they reshot this multiple times, it seems like it's a lot more expensive than what it is. And then the marketing budget had to be like $200 million. I think it was like $250 million, like Avengers Endgame type budget. You feel me? And the thing is, you could tell that the marketing budget wasn't cheap because they had the ESPN, they had all the commercials, you saw the TV spots. You notice how they don't have that many TV spots right now because they're like, oh well, we used up all our marketing budget, blah blah blah. People gonna go see it, they're gonna go see it. And even though they spend a lot of money on marketing, you gotta understand how this works, right? So let's say the way business is, right? So let's say you do if you add 400 million plus 200 million, right? Let's say it's 200 million just to be safe. That's 600 million. Times that by 2. So it really needs to make 1.2 billion just to hit a profit. So because the problem is it's like, even if they hit 600 million, that's not a success, because the theater chains get their cut, people get cut, everyone gets paid, because it has to hit a profit for the studio to be like, okay, we made money. Even if it just hits $1 billion, even slightly hits $1 billion probably, it still could be considered profitable, because like, hey, we still hit $1 billion. We hit 1.1 billion in like $1, but we still hit $1 billion. I'm gonna be honest with you, I still think the movie's gonna hit $1 billion. Now, because the thing is, even though it opened a lot lower than the Last Jedi and Force Awakens, it still has a chance to hit $1 billion because it's Christmas and people are out. people are out of school and stuff like that, so they have a chance to go see it. The problem is that the word of mouth is very, very mixed because the critics hate it, the hardcore fans hate it. They're doing a bunch of YouTube videos, Twitter and Instagram. They're very divided on it because the prequel fans and the trilogy fans hate it. And the conservatives, the Phantom Menace, they hate it. But like the normies, the popcorn movie fans, the feminists, and all of them, the Disney shields or the Disney Star Wars fans, they love the movie. So again, it really is up to them to go see it because a lot of other ones, they're done. They're like, we're done. We're boycotting. We're good. We ain't seeing this movie. Blah blah blah. And I'll wait till it comes out. On demand or something like that. So you have to really rely. The movie is going to have a hard time hitting $1 billion. I think it's going to hit $1 billion. I think it's not going to do it quick. Because if it's word of mouth, because the problem is word of mouth is going around. And the problem is that even though it opened a lot less, the problem is you also got to take into consideration during second week opening because this is their biggest. This is a big opening weekend. The problem is what's going to be the second weekend drop because if it drops like 60% or 70%, that's terrible. That means everyone just came and rushed to see the train wreck, and then that'll be it. And I don't think it's going to fail. I think it'll make money and stuff like that, but I just don't think it will do what they expect, and I don't think that's a good number. You feel me? Like if you spend a lot to make a lot, and then you make less, that's bad. You feel me? Because it shows you that you haven't recouped your budget and stuff like that. So overall, we have to see how the true numbers. And again, these are just estimates right now. But again, like when Monday comes out, that's when officially. But it just doesn't look good. That's not like a good number. Because if this was any other regular movie, that'd be $354 million. That's really really good. But for Star Wars as the last Endgame 42-year build-up. This is supposed to be 42 years. This movie should easily hit 1.2 billion easy. I'm talking about easy. Avengers Endgame, you took a bunch of losers and made them billion-dollar franchises. You feel me? So Star Wars been around since 42 years. This movie should have done Endgame type numbers so easy it's not even funny. And even when my friends and I we went to go see the movie. It wasn't also another part as well, I'm going to get more in depth with it, is that I also looked at the, I saw this on Twitter, right? So, I saw this on Twitter, right? It says, for demographic-wise of this week, it opened at 175 million, whatever, domestically. It says that 67% men and 33% female, and 56% Caucasian, 19% Hispanic, 10% African American, 8% Asian. So it shows you that they're not getting a diverse audience because it's mostly white men that are seeing it, which is not good from a political viewer point of view. You're still appealing to white men even though you have a diverse cast, and it shows you that minorities and women really ain't rocking with it like that. It's pretty much white men are your main demographic. Even though you have a female lead, even though you have a diverse cast, even though you have Poe, Finn, and Rey, and all of them, you still have mostly a strong, hardcore white male audience. So it seems like, listen, you're not getting a diverse audience. Now Marvel's gonna be good because Marvel is Marvel. And then also I looked at what was it? It says that where's the exact thing? I'm trying to see. It said it did okay. This is another thing on Twitter. They said the Rise of Skywalker earned $344 million in worldwide opening, $70 million short of Disney's expectations and history of Disney era Star Wars movie, lower than Solo, which bombed at the box office. That's not good. So I guess they were expecting. See, that's how you know it was true because they're expecting this to do at least Force Awakens type numbers. And I just don't see the word of mouth being that strong like it was with The Force Awakens. Because even when my friends and I, we went to the movie theater, we were like the only minorities in the movie theater. You feel me? Let's just keep it 100. We were only a few minorities in the movie theater. It wasn't a lot of black, Latino, Asian, Indian. Because at least with the Marvel movies, or even with DC movies too, even DC does a little bit better with the superhero movies than Star Wars, because Star Wars has never been a progressive fan base. You know, Marvel's a lot more progressive than DC, obviously, but like the superhero thing really resonates with more minorities and women than Star Wars. Star Wars is about Democrats and Republicans killing each other and becoming space wizards and getting to a position of power, and to think about mythology of generations, and like it's a lot more deeper meaning with Star Wars, a lot more dialogue than superheroes. So that's the main thing with DC and Marvel and Star Wars. You feel me? Star Wars is more dialogue. Marvel and DC is more action. You feel me? Kind of more get straight to the point. You feel me? That's what I'm trying to say. You can say DC and Marvel is more popcornish movie, and Star Wars is more like an actual like Greek mythology, like story wise. So again, there's a bunch of YouTube channels that already are trashing it, already shitting on it and stuff like that. I'm not gonna sit here and bash it. If it does well, it does well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I just don't think it's doing as well. I still think it has a chance to hit $1 billion, but if it does, because the problem is I'm looking at it from a realistic point of view. Casual people like it, but the hardcore fans don't like it. So if you alienate your hardcore fan base, they're not gonna go see it again. And the problem is, I don't think the casual people will go see it over and over and over like the hardcore diehard Star Wars fans. And the problem is, I feel like Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger, again, I think they're going to take the bullet for this, and I think they kind of already know what's going to happen. Because the problem with Star Wars is that they never really how I explain it? Like, they never really appeal. They try to appeal to people who don't care. The problem is you can't alienate the people that already rock with you, because they're the ones who made the franchise for what it is. Like the casuals and normies and stuff like that, they're not buying the books and stuff like that. They're just going to see a popcorn movie and then be out. The problem is that I'm talking about the merchandise and the comics and the toys. I heard the toys are doing terrible, like with Hasbro and stuff like that. The toys and the merchandise, whatever. Even when I went to Walmart, they don't have like a big section of Star Wars toy. They have a very, very small section of Star Wars toy, because the hardcore fans ain't buying it. And the problem is the casuals and the popcorn movie fans, they're not supporting the franchise outside of the screen. You feel me? Where at least with Marvel, even the normies are buying comic books and merchandise and stuff like that, because they don't want to feel stupid and ignorant when these movies come out. You feel me? When you see a diverse cast, you're like, oh, it's from this comic, from that issue, that issue, that issue. Oh, okay, I'll go check it out. I'll go to the comic book shop, or I'll go to Amazon or whatever, and I'll buy the comic and actually be more informed and stuff like that. Star Wars, all these stories that you read, and especially when you watch the movie, Ray pretty much says, Disney, I'm not going to say Ray. Fine. I'll say Ray, Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, the Me Too movement, white feminist women. If you're a hardcore Star Wars fan, they just gave you a middle finger for 42 years. They literally just gave you if you watch The Rise of Skywalker at the end, whatever, they pretty much says all the stuff you guys watch from the movies, the comics and stuff like that, they just grab the lightsaber and completely irrelevant. And you will be pissed if you watch The Rise of Skywalker, and I can see why it's underperforming. That's what I'm trying to say with the box office. That's really it, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think about the box office? Do you think it's going to hit $1 billion? Do you think it's not going to hit $1 billion? Let me know in the comment section below. And I really would like to have this conversation. Comment below, and I will probably try my best to respond to most of y'all comments if you comment on this video. And I really want to get my subscribers their perspective on the box office with Rise of Skywalker, because people are going to be talking about this for another 3 or 4 weeks when it comes to Star Wars. People are going to really pay attention every single day how the box office is. So this is something that we at least got to talk about at least for a whole month. You know what I mean? This, like the box office wise. So even like the movie wise and stuff like that, but mainly the box office. We're going to talk about this at least for like 4 or 5 weeks, and we will probably slow down from talking about the box office. That's really it, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace and have a great day and take care.